How come we didn't see it coming? See what it would do to you, Sarah, to my best friend, family, my country. The country was coming out of a depression, and many were still out of work. Candidate for president Eddie Fabuloso promised relief. Surely I was skeptic, but I really wanted to believe. In our idyllic town where everybody was subject to the pressures of a pretty normal life, the past history, Hitler, Franco, Mussolini, Stalin, the horrors of Pinochet, of totalitarianism in Europe or Latin America, seem pretty damn distant. You wouldn't believe how many people are in town voting.
Yeah, I went early to avoid the crowds. Oh, if Fabuloso gets in, God knows what will happen. I've missed you.
I got the press release about the cultural center exhibit. So you're painting. You could have told me, shown me. I'll have our arts guy report it on the news tomorrow.
I wanted it to be a surprise. But yeah, some. Thank you, love. I'm so broke, I'll have to switch to found art next. Driftwood. I've been selling some art, thankfully, especially in summers around the shacks, but I may go back to waitressing or teaching art again. If I could get some private students to make ends meet, I swear, if it weren't for the Indian land settlement my father was part of, I'd not have had the money to put down on my little house when I moved from Maine. I'd be on the streets.
Want to do a few pieces on cooking for the station again?
I'd like that, yes.
Fabuloso says he'll cut food stamps and Social Security. He's saying if you can't be self-reliant, then go to the churches for help.
Well, a lot of help they give. Canned food and mothy blankets.
Could we have gotten it wrong on this election? So many people think he's going to clean house.
Are you serious?
I've been biased. I mean, it's my obligation to remain unruffled and objective.
No, it's not. And you're not unruffled.
I think I just want to emulate your cats. Eat, sleep, play, sit by the window in the sun. You know, the older I get, the more joy I take out of the small, unambiguous things. Work of art, things of beauty, green trees, yellow sun, blue water. Each day is a gift.
Dave O'Sully, our very own director of the best little commercial community radio station.
WALT
voted
the best alternative radio station in New
England. Turning into Pollyanna. You know, Sully, I make it easy for you. When will you make an honest woman of me?
You don't demand anything from me, it's true. Maybe you should be a little less selfless, baby. Force the issue. Tell me how lonesome you are. Pull at my sympathetic, protective nature. Or is that sexist?
I do want to be with you, especially holidays when everyone has family. But, I mean, I'm comfortable in my own company.
Sure. It's part of the creative process. Hey, Eldridge. Afternoon.
Salutations.
Oh, you've been a stranger.
Yep. Cranberry harvest took all my time. Then we had to rebuild the barn. I'm here to cut a few pieces on organic farming for my bi-weekly segment.
Gonna join us later to get the horrible news?
Don't think one or t'other'd be any better, really.
Have some brownies. Ease the pain of tonight's election.
You angel.
Wait. There's favoritism. You didn't give me brownies, girl.
I might have voted different with more of these.
Afternoon, Eldridge, Dave, Missy Sarah.
What brings you here? Not that I'm always glad to see our best advertiser. Why aren't you at some fancy election day party? Or
Just thought I'd find you here, have a word with you. Who's covering the election in the booth?
Hoffley, he's in front of the AP feed for this week.
Now you know we are on opposite sides of this one, Dave. Knew a guy once, big deal reporter, said his mission in life was to subvert the paradigm to the left.
One, how the hell do you know whose side I'm on? Two, you trying to say I don't know my job? The station hides its biases. I'm paid to do that.
You pay yourself to do that, and your biases, rather those of your reporters like Hoffley out there, have not been hidden recently.
Yeah, well, I used to hide my biases, but now with Eddie Fabuloso, such a lout.
I have a lot riding on Fabuloso. I may have a position in his administration.
You don't say. You want the station to do a story? Local real estate financer, head of the Chamber of Commerce, makes good. How do you know him?
Backer. And I'm not some small town hick local builder. I develop properties all over New England and beyond. Now stop needling me.
I know.
You're far too old to be this politically naive. Come in with us. You got your jollies off with WALT-FM's rants on Fabuloso.
Oh, come on. You know the man will be the worst thing for this country since McCarthy.
Come again.
You know, we're barbaric. If we had a parliament, 6 weeks for a change of government, no 100-year campaigns till everyone is going crazy hearing the candidates' names over and over again when there's actually real news out there. War, starvation, poverty, U.S. invasions.
Terrorists abroad, terrorists at home, communists, anarchists threatening the homeland. Exactly what Eddie Fabuloso will fix when he's elected. If he gets in, WALT should get behind him.
He doesn't need my radio station. He's got all the big guys. Even when they hate him, they give him so much press, it validates him. Suppose I'm guilty too. I guess I'll have the staff stop the editorials. Besides, we're really about local stuff here. Conservation Commission, wastewater, local baseball teams. I mean, you know that, Cranby.
Yes. I live here, remember? 10th generation.
What we say doesn't matter in the grand scheme. No one listens to the radio. It's all streaming news on TV or to the internet. We're a dinosaur.
People do listen to you, especially with the local paper shutting down left and right. I'm just asking you to be a little more positive.
How can anyone be conned by Fabuloso? He'll decapitate democracy as an inconvenience to his backers.
Give the guy the benefit of the doubt. He might turn out all right after all. Surely we need a change.
Eldridge?
I think Fabuloso's got something. We have too much government telling us what to do. Don't see if government makes much difference in our lives anyway. As long as it leaves us alone, helps us when we need it, and doesn't get in our way.
He's a strong man who knows what he wants and how to get it, and that's just what we need with all the welfare queens mooching off public assistance, living on my income tax and yours.
We wouldn't need welfare, Cranby, if people had a living wage and jobs, maybe even a guaranteed income.
Don't give me that socialist agenda. If it weren't for businessmen like me, other good capitalists, bankers, industrialists, you wouldn't have your America.
Industrialists? Oh, what do we manufacture? I mean, everyone works at Walmart, Starbucks. Cars even made in China? Except for the financiers or the builders like you tearing down historic homes and building mega houses for the 1%. Look at us, for God's sake. Fishermen, forgive the pun, floundering. School teachers, postmen, nurses, artists like me barely can live here anymore.
They're lucky to have work. If they ask for higher wages, they'll put their employers out of business.
Right. Fabuloso wants to make protective tariffs and create jobs here.
Words. How about if you lost everything.
It never happened.
And our stone broke. Another financial meltdown, no job, house foreclosed on. Wouldn't you want a little help?
Fiction. I'd build up another Lemuel Cranby Dominion all over again. Anyone can grab opportunities in this nation. Of course, our local radicals still think that more government is the answer to our woes. Hey, Landon, you ever get Wi-Fi on that farm of yours yet?
Nope. I kind of like my gas lamps and outhouses. Remind me, there's a hangnail between us and the forces of nature.
Trouble with nature is it's too adversarial. I'll take civilization myself.
I'll bet you will.
Well, I don't like getting an aching back or getting dirt under my fingernails all day long. That's why I let guys like Red Schmidt build my houses. Thank you. Why live off your back when you can live on your brains?
Maybe I should sell my land to you after all.
Well, speak of the devil, it's Red.
Hoping our man gets in, Mr. C. He's going to get this country everything it needs.
Dave and Angela Davis here are not convinced.
Oh, here, Dave, I got that part for the station of my truck to fix the furnace.
Thanks.
Why, thank him. It's been a week and the hardware store's just right around the corner.
Well, this was the first chance I got. Well, look who's here. Cousin Eldridge.
Hello, Red.
Stolen any land lately? Think I'll be leaving here. Smells bad.
Jeez, you might have the courtesy not to sneeze all over me.
Taking the Lord's name in vain.
You should be wearing a jacket. It's frigid today. You'll get pneumonia.
I don't need a jacket. I ain't a child. Besides, you can't catch a cold from the cold.
I'll take someone who is good but dumb over someone who is smart and evil. But this one's short on both brains and goodwill.
Oh, Dave, stop. He's actually good at what he does when he does it.
True enough. He's foreman on my new condo units going up towards River Edge.
You got a feel for him. One of 6 kids. Father deserted him. I hate to say it, to my own aunt. On my swamp Yankee father's side, not my lovely Cape Verdean mother's. Well, she was an alcoholic, and...
Okay, Red, you know where the basement is.
You need help?
Know what I'm about, thank you very much. So, you're voting that crazy pinko Lenny, Cousin Eldridge?
I would have thought all us poorer folk would vote Lenny. He's on our side. And Pinko's a pretty outdated concept, don't you think?
Everyone I know is for Eddie. He's one of us. He doesn't take shit from you elitists. Gets things done. Get this country restored to white Christians. Send the aliens back to where they come from. Make this a God-fearing nation again. Take care of us working folk. Don't sit at a desk all day.
Red, would you... I'm not teasing you here. Would you tell me why you're for Eddie? Maybe we can have our morning show guy put it on the air tomorrow morning when we do a wrap-up on who won.
That's the spirit, Dave. Get both sides a chance to speak.
Sure. And why not? Huh? Lesson we are a minority. We'll have a PhD or a trust fund or know how to sit on everyone else to rise to the top. There ain't no chances for us who work with our hands. Where would America be without workers anyways? We can't all be brains and fat bottoms and minorities. We like Eddie because he has the power we'd like. And he didn't go to Harvard. And he seems to like us to want to have some of that too. Shouldn't I be able to enjoy my life? Afford to raise a family? And another thing, say you do one wrong thing, politically incorrect, and you're out. It's out of whack when so much is really wrong in this country. Eddie's a crude, rude guy, but like us, not politically correct. He says what he feels, wrong or right, so we trust him.
Actually, I agree with you, Red, on some points. Everyone's held to a false high standard. If I get angry and say something inappropriate that I may not really mean, out of frustration, it's worse than if I stole money. People so righteous condemn you. No leeway for venting. But Eddie won't help you afford a family. If anything, he'll make it worse for you. Don't you understand that?
Exit polls already show Fabuloso predicted to win by a landslide. Time to go watch our TVs.
President of these United States, I won't let you down. I will give you economic security and reform the great institutions to give everyone a stake in this country, whereby everyone will be a master of their own destiny. We will make America great again. Well, Mug, now it begins. I always saw the lights on the hill and I want to be here, and now I've got it.
You weren't exactly a member of the immigrant class back in your governor days, Eddie.
It was okay, but that state was a backwater. This is the whole damn government.
Yeah, well, your daddy was one of the richest men in Oklahoma.
My poppy was a cigar chomper, always giving me hell. Dirt poor son of a bitch vowed he'd get his chunk of the pie or die. Made a man of me. Read your Bible. Make something of yourself. You're a weakling. I've given you everything and you are a nothing. I started out on my own with nothing.
Really? You were brought up with a silver spoon up your ass, and your dad shipped you all the way east to private school to make you waspy. 'Cause your mom was a kraut straight from the bund. Your daddy bought you your first senatorship with your grandfather's oil money.
Well, he ain't my pappy boss anymore. I am. I made my own money. I am a great capitalist. The Russians invested in my real estate, the Malaysians, the Germans. It's good for all our economies. That's why I got elected. The people want to be just like me. And I will bring peace. No more wars on my watch.
But so how is everyone going to make money?
Why are you so scratchy with me, Mug? Trying to make me feel guilty for having some privilege? I chose the right parents when I was a soul searching for a womb to be born by. Destiny put me in the long line of people built this nation. We are entitled to get what is ours. And I will protect those like us. Save this country from external and internal threats arrayed against America's interests.
I am with you on that. I don't mean to be short with you, Eddie. I am just a sinner. Deserves her punishment.
Oh, as are we all. It's true I was spoiled. I drank and I laid every piece of ass I could. And I still do, God bless me. But I'm a changed man. I have been washed in the blood of the Lamb who forgives all sins. Forget it.
Glory to God.
You bet.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, our duty is to pray to be broken and forgiven, that we may better obey and follow to be part of your family. We know democracy is a vanity. Only your kingdom will prevail. Jesus, you make covenants amongst men, just as Hitler and Stalin made covenants amongst their followers. God commands that what we know as evil may be next to the greatest good. Let us humble our souls to ask that the thorns in Christ's side of subversives, liberals, and sinful, impure disbelievers will be pulled out of his suppurating flesh. Break me, Jesus. Make me submit to thy will. Thank you, Lord. Amen. I know you believe in this country, Mr. President.
I do. I know we can get this country on track again.
Drown this welfare government in the bathtub. Liberate business from all restrictions.
Take it away from the incompetents. How do we proceed?
It's already started. Special ops are dressing up as terrorists. They'll be attacking Austin. It should take about a month to get into a full-blown war with whoever sent them. Chechnya, Iran, Venezuela, Manhattan, Canada, pick one. Nothing America's more afraid of than little brown men coming north. Kill two birds with one stone. Refugee immigrant gangs and raghead Muslim fanatics.
Well, we sure in hell need to get the Constitution up to date and get rid of what's left of these here pussy protectionist laws binding us up like a hog-tied heifer. But I'm just not so sure about this here war. I mean, they did Iraq and Afghanistan and...
Made a fortune for the defense industry and oil syndicates which own this nation. Christ, Eddie, it was your own rhetoric during the campaign. And we will beat the shit out of our enemies. We need a big defense budget for that.
Yeah, but that was just to rev up our side. Divide, conquer, and get the angry blue-collar stiffs to vote for me.
War is good for business and keeps us safe and keeps the populace easy to manipulate. War abroad means control at home. I love this guy. I owe him. He is a great man. My family were insignificant graspers who lost their opportunities. I was just a pimply kid from the wrong side of the tracks when I helped organize a campaign for Eddie for governor. He sent me to law school, let me get next to the right people, and here I am, his advisor and attorney general. I have to pinch myself. But this is an amazing country filled with opportunity for those with talent who work hard.
My fellow countrymen, let this day never be forgot. Let it be known that the United States of America is under attack. Austin, Texas has been firebombed by rapist, killer, robber, drug gangs, allied with Muslim terrorists who are invading from over our border, coming up from Venezuela, El Salvador, Guatemala through Mexico. Even at this moment, the National Guard is responding to protect you, the American people, from our enemies. We have it under advisement that Iran is responsible and has weapons of annihilation which have been smuggled to them from Russia. Make no mistake, we will respond. This is war. Support our troops. For the greatest country in the world, the greatest, support our troops.
There were parades and rallies left and right as Fabuloso sent in thousands of troops to Iran and Central America. As a fervor for patriotic exclusion of anyone different mounted against Fabuloso's followers, paramilitary militias, which had been functioning underground in our state, along with local chapters of the Klan and Promise Keepers, the United Constitutional Patriots at the border, and other militias, started forming branches in favor of Fabuloso and using strong-arm tactics. They even named themselves Fabuloso's Homeland Protection Army, HELPAs, and with social media, they grew like wildfire, allied with right-wing hate chapters such as the Daily Stormers in all U.S. states. The president's friends funneled money to them to supply them with munitions and uniforms. Fabuloso himself, trying to sell the wars, barnstormed the country in person and came to a rally in our town.
Baked goods ready over here.
Goods
Get your
Apples with
pastries
American
for Eddie
Texas.
here.
Fabuloso
Donate.
American
Donate
Texas
for the
here.
wall.
American
Build the
protector
wall.
here.
Our border here.
Over here, this way, this way.
Our border over here.
Quite a showing they've got up for our new president.
I can see why men go off to fight. Brotherhood, feeling noble for a cause bigger than themselves. Bravery, macho, funk.
I'd rather be inside writing up the conscom report or playing a good game of tennis.
Stop the invasion of Central America. No war with Iran.
I wanted you to be the first to know, cousin, and this is a leading story. I have just been made an economics advisor to Fabuloso's cabinet.
Suppose you want to be running for governor next.
Could be.
I want to know how Fabuloso pushed these wars through so fast. With a majority of his party in Congress, they were all too afraid to vote against him, lest they anger his base, and themselves would be voted out next election. Right?
Right.
If there is a next election.
He doesn't need Congress to declare a war. He is the commander-in-chief.
The Constitution would beg to differ. And let me ask, I've heard you may get a government contract to build more barracks at the National Guard base. If you're going to be a presidential advisor, don't you think that would be a conflict of interest?
I am a veteran. I got wounded in the leg. They sent me home with a Purple Heart. I fought for my country. Did you? You owe me a bit more respect here, cousin. Those are for our brave new soldiers, and we'll be building camps to help house laboring men and women help the war effort too. It's no conflict of interest.
Oh. Yeah. Tell him it's a live feed. Technical difficulties. Sound trucks around the corner.
This new war will bankrupt the country. We've already created hell on earth for millions on wars. Trillions spent when you need roads and housing and schools.
There's always taxes from the likes of you to refill it.
So you can get richer on your new war contracts with no oversight for cost or environmental regulations?
That's right. The military and their contractors and the banks are the saviors of this nation, of American children.
Children are the victims.
Children and all our citizens are who we are keeping safe. Who the hell do you think you are? I've got millions in assets and more all over the world. I give generously to the arts and the hospital, and I am now advisor to a president. My mother's family goes back to the Mayflower. The Cranbys were farmers and lawyers since the 1700s here, owned banks and railroads, property, were local selectmen, school board, war heroes, senators, and what are you, and what do you have, and what the hell have you ever done? People like you want to go back to the Dark Ages.
Unlike you, I wasn't born to privilege. My father's people were here thousands of years.
Hey, is she bothering you? What do you know about any of it anyhow, huh? Your kind always has enough food on the table. Now move on, Miss Sarah.
What right do you have to hassle me?
You don't know who I am, do you? Huh? Well, I've been appointed me a commander in my Homeland Protectors chapter. Right? Bet you didn't know. We've been training for years. We come out of the shadows now. And I'm honored to be a local liaison cabinet member, Cranby, right? Right, sir? Why, with this economy made so lousy by the Zionist occupied government and New York liberal media and the spick and nigger flunkies running this country, American protesters know white people's jobs have been replaced by mutts and muds. And Fabuloso, well, he's going to pay us to patrol, and I'll be getting my official uniform tomorrow. So what do you think of that?
And no standing army? And
you know, everybody in this town hates you.
What did I ever do to you? You've made your contempt for me abundantly clear ever since I first came here.
Well, you don't belong here. All right, like so you snotty half-breed bitch. Now go back home. It's women like you who are bringing this country down.
That's enough, Red. What happened?
See what you can do to destroy her reputation, her business, her friendships. Break these non-believers' sexual pride. Make them kneel to their flag. She will see what it is to make an enemy of a Cranby. There he is.
Eddie! Yay, Eddie!
Here
I'm with
is the
Eddie!
man who is
Yay!
getting us back our pride and getting government off our backs. President Eddie Fabuloso.
Hello, good people of... What town is this?
Stop the war!
Stop the war now.
Stop the war. Let me remind you that God ordered the revolution which set us free. And now he is decreeing the greatest epoch in history about to begin. I am asking you to support our efforts to keep democracy alive by enlisting now. Evil is real, and the sacrifice of idealism is to keep this country safe from enemies who hate and envy her. America must end tyranny and establish democracy, peace, and freedom all over the world. The best job you can get, and it will give us full employment, is to enlist, to fight across the border, or join the Homeland Protection Army, which I intend to have the government fully fund. Be a proud American helper. God bless President Eddie.
America first.
God bless
He
America.
doesn't serve your interests. Can't you see through him? Peace and freedom mean eternal conquest around the world to liberate all the resources to his cronies.
I am empowered as your commander-in-chief to act against insurrection. These protectors threaten the security of America and endanger American lives. Fabuloso's American protectors, men, do your duty. Restore order. Loathsome snakes in the bosom of our republic. I'd like to kick the crap out of them. Ugh, that traitorous scum. I hope to Christ they killed some of them.
What with the news of the unfortunate shootings at the rally leaking out, and the war not as popular as we thought. Phone calls are clogging White House lines. Our computer system crashed with the traffic.
I thought we killed that story.
One ass at the rally put it on his radio show.
And did his career end with a firing?
It will.
What about witnesses, photos?
Good news is the incident happened around the corner from the rally with some helpers taunting some protesters on their way there. Helpers surrounded and whisked those shot off so quick, seems no one had time to get anything clear. Conspiracy theories all over the net. Some say they were finished off in jail, but no proof.
And?
The victims were treated by a doctor who'll keep his mouth shut. And now they're incommunicado. Jail is private. We'll have the new Homeland Protection Act close out publications and media under the Sedition Act your Justice Department lawyers allowed.
Good.
We need to pull all traitorous propagandists off the air, off the web. Newspapers pretty much dead anyway. But they need to be finished off before they can do more harm to the unity of this nation.
Selfish agitators. Don't realize America is on a mission.
Keep pushing your truth, your story, just like you did in the election.
That's why they like me. I could sell a snake his own venom.
Remember, Americans wouldn't know the difference between a capitalist dictatorship, communism, or democracy. All they know is if it's American, it's all right by them. It's like a baseball team. The people like lies. Reason is too hard. Emotion, it's easy. Look at your empty lives, chasing after the buck, powerless. You feel inside you've been cheated. You hate your muling kids and your money-grubbing mates, but you're stuck. Bunch of hypocrites. Nothing they like better than large hate in the name of God and country. Get out on the stump and convince them. How you love to be conned. Suckers.
I know the game. I've been doing it for how many years now? Tell them what they want to hear and then do what we need to do. Now, Mug, what's this about some cockamamie lawyers trying to sue the government for unconstitutional? I'll give them unconstitutional.
Don't worry. As your Attorney General, we'll block them, appoint amenable judges, and otherwise convince the rest it is in their best interest to concur with us.
Although most of the House and Senate are in our pocket, one way or another, a few are agitating for more of their own pie. Do you have the dossiers, Mug?
Yes, Mr. President.
Glory to America against her enemies.
Oh, glory to America against her enemies. Oh, looks like Lemuel Cranby is here.
What's that provincial doing here? I only gave him a position so as to get the New England backers and his syndicate to shut up and do what I want.
I sent for him, remember? It was that yokel cousin of his at the radio station that leaked the news about the shooting at the rally. He's one of our biggest backers. Be nice.
Attorney General Mugg, Mr. President, how's the missus?
Still a great lay. Stupid broad, though. But there's a horde of willing women around. How's yours?
A righteous homegrown woman of the Bible dedicated to our kids and grandkids, but now...
By the way, Mug, on that foreign stuff, what's the best cat house in London to recommend to our junketing contributors?
I wouldn't know.
Well, find out, will you? I mean, I sincerely believe that a woman's place is by her husband, obedient to him, and that copulatory pleasure is for making babies. But the ones you're not married to, right?
How about that secretary of yours out there with the big ones? Like to see her come out of a bowl of champagne, eh? These new women don't know what they're missing, acting like men. I'm glad you called me here. I wanted to see you to...
Thine eye offends thee, pluck it out.
What are you talking about?
I realize it may be hard to discipline friends, but we who are comrades in belief are brothers in the new order. You, or your liaisons to the American protectors, should manage to muzzle that loose cannon. What's his name?
Oh, Sully, Dave.
Oh, he and his little station are a beloved, I hate to say it, fixture in my area. My wife's family's even related to his by marriage, regrettably.
One stone of rumor causes a whirlpool of rancor. We can't have it.
Do me a favor and forget it.
I can't show favoritism. My legacy. I'm the man's change in America, remember?
That's bull bollocks, and you know it. Now, does my syndicate get the deal for the new jails or no? Although some of that trash isn't worth the lumber to warehouse them.
Look, I've already given you the barracks contracts for your area, and while your syndication's contribution to our campaign helped me get elected...
And we intend to help you win the next election, Eddie, and the one after that. And
remember, we only have so many dollars go around. Naturally, I am going to deep six taxes for you who deserve my support, but...
Eddie, what in Christ's buggered kingdom are you talking about? The guys who own the trust I front for and those like it buy up half more of the T-bills than Joe Q. Public, which finance this great nation. Do you know who I am? My syndicate's bank is one of 5 which own most of this country's bills, bonds, and debt. You know that. Public doesn't bond the government. We do. The debt isn't just with China. We own a bomb load of those bills backstage. We get payback or else you have to spread our bread.
I'm in the driver's seat now, not you or your fellow financiers.
We own the car. Cars break down, have accidents. Guys who sold you cement, who gave you 10 on the dollar for that shit oil company, they launder their money through those banks. They backed your real estate like they backed mine. You are not free of us.
He's right, Eddie. You can't betray your guys.
Are you threatening me? You own the rear fender, Cranberry. Jesus owns the steering wheel, and my closest backers, some of them in bed with your guys laundering boatfuls of drug money, own the motor. Nikki, I've been meaning to discuss this with you. Stay. I want you to listen to this, because I trust your loyalty 100%. Mug, I want you to keep tabs on the populace. I want to eliminate all the state's enemies. Order a list to be compiled of undesirables. I want eyes and ears in every school, post office, house of worship, and town square. Better than fusion centers. Better than the NSA. My own secret network. The old-fashioned on-the-ground way. Buy them with my money. We need an iron fist and a velvet glove.
I say we take the gloves off. Show your balls, Eddie. And by the way, go screw yourself. You don't scare me.
Our key advertisers have dropped out.
Cranby?
One, yes, but just about all the others with the business roundtable in the chamber. I had to let my engineer go. Couldn't pay him. Staff is working for free. I'm a lousy broadcaster and reporter, but I may have to take off my general manager and owner's hat and jump in. Well, thanks so much for helping.
Yeah, you don't need to thank me.
Group of local reporters, including my guys, tried to find the 3 protesters who were shot. Nada. Tip we got said they may have been murdered in jail. Their families are frantic.
Hasn't the AP or Reuters picked it up yet?
Nothing. It's been a week. They should have had it in headlines in every newspaper in the country. Seems we are the only one. No major TV stations. Only our local outlets, and then very cautiously, some of the alternative press. Wait, here's something. At a recent rally, misunderstanding the president's orders for a military show of parade arms, some weapons were fired by protesters against the president and the spontaneously formed American protectors who sheltered the president from harm. The president hopes this kind of unfortunate accident will not happen again. Unverified still are the whereabouts of the protesters, how many, their names, and the type of weapons used. What? Maybe with riots in black communities and so many killings by cops and so many school shootings and so many terrorist attacks abroad and these damn wars, this story is just small potatoes. So it's a fluke. The system should hold, don't you think?
I don't know. But it all sounds a bit conspiracy theory for me. Conspiracies seem outlandish to me, Dave.
Well, conspiracy is just another word for men who plan to keep together just to keep their power.
The Homeland Security Protection Army been ordered to impound your records, right? Possibly shut down your studio, pending a subpoena to discover the sources of the lie about the shooting of the 3 protesters.
You're kidding, right? Ordered by whom?
Red, for God's sake, you can't do this. Where's the warrant? Wait, I'm going to call my old buddy, county judge. We'll get this ridiculousness rescinded in no time.
Why didn't you join up to be a helper yet, Landon? Come on, O'Sullivan, get those tax records and broadcast logs.
If the VA gets its act together for PTSD and health care from the last wars, I'd be happier. But yes, I am joining.
What? Eldridge, did I hear you correctly?
So how's farming these days, huh?
I get by. Your family still has some land. Why don't you sell it? Cranby develop it, I bet.
With that crappy land? It ain't even fit for the hippies and swarthy types you get to work your land. and steal jobs from Americans. Community service agriculture, my ass.
Yeah, well, I don't have sons to help me like your daddy had. You know, you'd rather go complaining than put your back to the hoe. Gives you an excuse, doesn't it? Have somebody lower than you to put your failures on. I never seen such squalor as you live in.
I wouldn't be judging what you know less than nothing about. If you hadn't stolen that land,
You
I
still
swear.
hopping on that? You're in such bad shape. You should have taken my advice on how to set up a farm stand. I offered.
I've been too busy, and I don't need your advice.
You lost that land for taxes and I bought it. I offered you a piece for cheap rent. Get off it. Ever tried just being in the woods, fishing or hunting?
I hunt and fish some. You know that. So what are you getting at?
Get yourself some ducks in season. Get a sense of accomplishing something. Stay still. Watch the water. Peaceful. You understand what peaceful is? It's something outside yourself. Like the satisfaction I get when I say I grew that.
Yeah, well, maybe if I'd been born with your privileges, I'd be making that speech now. You might be a helper now, but your friend here is suspect. People like you who don't go to church on the regular, don't support our president or his army, aren't for war when we are attacked, who hate this country that gave him the very privilege and money that makes him so high and mighty. You piss me off.
I don't hate this country.
I hear a lot of folks are getting their farms confiscated by the government for the common good to feed the unemployed. I'd be watching my back, cousin.
Eldridge, I need to talk to you.
I guess you're party of one these days, huh, Sully? I need to talk to you.
Busy.
Going to Dave to give him a BJ, huh? Look, I'm going to have to requisition some rooms at your house, all right? After that mishap at the rally, you know, the president himself deputized us HLPAs to enforce the law.
I'm not putting up anybody in my home, let alone Eddie's thugs.
Homeland Security allows us to place people anywhere they choose, all right? Constitution's what I'm following. Article 1, Section 8, to provide for the calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections and repel invasions. All right, Article 1, Section 9, the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless, when in cases of rebellion or invasion, the public safety may require it. Your mouthing off didn't put you in good order with the forces that be. All I have to do is put word out on you and they'll rain down
What
on
do you mean?
We got lots of friends and family, okay? And friends talk to friends.
You're threatening me. I'll go to the police.
Police mostly are friends, right? Or encouraged to be, if you know what I mean. You don't like troublemakers. You got fire law violations, I hear. You know, if I was you, I'd cooperate. If you lose your place, where would you go?
Look, Red, I think you can do better than this. I mean, listen, I know you had a tough life.
Well, you don't know a thing. I don't need your pity.
It's not pity. I know something about tough lives.
Oh, you do you? Life never turns out the way it should.
Yes, there are a lot of disappointments.
My father, seems we was never good enough for him or Ma. And him beating Ma and beating us when he was drunk, both breathing down our collars anyway. Everything we could have had, he lost. No wonder we weren't book smart. I had to work since I was in 9th grade.
Oh, but that's a shame.
You know, maybe I'm sorry they're giving you a rough time about taking rooms. You know, you could have a protector if you want to be a little nicer to me. As it is, you're going to need one. How about going out with me?
You hate me. Why would you want to date me?
Well, you think I got no couth, huh? No culture? Or is it old Sully keeping you off me? Well, maybe he won't be around much longer, you know?
What are you saying?
Top security from around here decide who's going to be reported to Mr. C, all the way up to Attorney General Mugg. I'm a leader now. I know people. I do things. And you still think I ain't good for nothing except fixing your drywall and your furnace? I really could heat your furnace, baby.
I know you're just as good as anybody, Red. I'll bet you have a lot of smart plans.
Well, let me tell you how right you are. All right? Red's building and repair, getting lots of contracts for the new barracks through Cranby.
Good for you.
And those who want to stay in their business or want to route to some of the big guys who listen to me now, maybe to get a break on a new building or trash collecting, or even a loan. Well, money can grease palms. It's access, and it's all about who you know, you know? And I know people. I always have. But more, in the building trades, there's always a little skimming off the prices I charge the section or kickbacks to get materials on a job. I'm not saying I do that, but when everyone else is crooked from the top down, why shouldn't I be? It's survival. Just because old Sully crosses all the T's and probably never lied on his taxes and never parked in the wrong spot, kind of makes me want to bring him down off his pedestal to our earth, don't it?
Oh, Sully's the nicest guy I ever met. He may be tart on the outside. Inside, he's custard. I know you don't mean your threats.
We have word that the FBI, with the help of informants, has just warded off bombs in 10 other major cities. Due to the increasing national emergency, I am asking you gentlemen of this joint session to increase funding for the War for Freedom and to pass and fund post-haste my Freedom Protection Act with all the powers we need to investigate enemies, jail traitors, and seize resources. If it is not passed, I will effect it by executive order, Pussy Comitatus, and martial law, and the 1807 Insurrection Act, because I am the president and history is on my side. It will take years for them to challenge me in court.
The House and Senate have unanimously funded and passed the new Homeland Freedom Protection Act in record time. As patriots march off to war, Fabuloso's Homeland Protectors increase to 500,000 as men from the YMCA, the Masons, the Rotary, and the Kiwanis join up.
I was appointed by a higher power to save this country.
Get your guys to stop reporting inflammatory lies like the one about the rally, or there will be consequences.
There have already been consequences. Can I have my station's records back from that asslick who took them? On your orders, I imagine. No? Well, I have news for you, Cranby. This is still America. I have a constitutional guarantee to report what I want.
Why, when it's so divisive?
Because it's the truth. It's what our listeners want.
Well, they're not listening now. No one wants to hear it. We need unity, not traitorous carping. I don't understand why you would want to betray your own kind.
Our kind? If they made the system which can rot so fast, then I am surely not one of them.
You need to restructure. You're running in the red.
Yeah, well, you and half the country already pulled our advertising from the station.
We just cannot afford to have a reckless tongue in my backyard. There is too much at stake for the country. We should have pulled a plug on you when the station sympathized with those strikers at Walmart's agitating for a union.
Look, we've had our differences, but you should be with me on this one. These Fabuloso people are nothing but bigoted fascists.
Oh, come off it. This is America. Fascism is a ridiculous assertion. Hyper-paranoia. The fact is that Fabuloso is here to stay, and besides, the country's safe now. Look outside. There are American protectors everywhere guarding us from Islamic terrorists and rioting scum from across the border. Stock market's up. We have almost full employment. I've been told by the bank on which I am a trustee that the station may be put into receivership. I can help prevent it if you do right by us.
No one can call out my debt and put my station into receivership without a chance for me to cover it. Tell him to let me get solvent again. Remember the golden rule.
It happens I do live the golden rule. My self-interest serves the world. My gold makes jobs, buys goods, makes money for people.
Tell him to give me a chance to get back in the black, to recoup.
If WALT-FM cannot make it, that's the marketplace. You're a businessman. You know how it works. We are not our neighbor's keeper, nor is the state. If people can't stand on their own 2 feet and compete, it's their problem. That's nature's law. Why don't you put another station manager and CEO in, new announcers, see if you can get back in the black by being on the right side, getting advertisers like me back? I'm doing you a favor.
You are one prime SOB. I'm not going to let someone take over what I have built.
And I am today further announcing the formation of charter schools run by America's foremost corporations. No more myths and lies of evolution and climate change. Books disrespectful of America and the divine right of presidents and of corporations will be confiscated and banned.
This place is due for what it's going to get. Dolts. Idiots. Distract them with pap and they don't even know they're being taken. Are you all right? Do you need any help?
Oh, no. It's so demeaning the word's been put out on me. People in town, I know what they're thinking. Guess she's got hers, that one. I did not know people had so much hate in them.
Town's looking pretty bad. Doors shuttering up their windows. The papers, well, they say we're at full employment.
People look at me like I can't even describe it. How long have I been here now? I went to my quilting club this afternoon. It's down to 3 women. Nobody wants to go out anymore. Town's so full of American protectors holding important secret meetings to enforce law and order. A few art students I've been tutoring after school, the school dropped me. I can't get a straight answer if it's because no one can afford lessons or if they are somehow afraid of me, been turned off of me.
Have you asked?
I'm afraid to, Dave.
Well, I know the principal. I'll talk to him.
Oh, worst of it, just like your radio station, bank is threatening to call in my loan too. The one I took out to get the place refurbished.
I hope it's not on account of me.
They said I missed a payment. I didn't, but they can't find the check or the paperwork.
It's outrageous.
Bank says I have a month to get back in the black, or they foreclose, and they consider that generous. I'm terrified. If I lose my place and without work, what will happen to me?
They can't do this.
Oh, they can do what they want. Law won't protect it. It only oppresses on behalf of the rich these days. It's not fair to take your station or my house just because someone else wants it and has the power to do it. It's not fair. You have given me so much. You gave me the faith in myself to keep painting. If it weren't for you, well, I'd just be a sad old maid.
You're a young old maid. Or young enough, might. You won't be on the streets. You can move in with me, finally.
Oh, I don't want you to ask out of emergency or pity. I don't know if we're ready for that step. We're both so autonomous. I'm looking for more work now. How about you?
I've tried to find work at other radio stations. I know the business inside and out. I could sell ads, anything. But you know they're all corporate owned. Don't even have real announcers, just canned. Live broadcast is a dying art. Figured I could move. Was an opening in New Jersey. Seems there's some type of blacklist. They reject me politely but distantly.
Can you stay here at WALT in some capacity? Just wait it out?
My board got rid of Jim Hoffley, put in some cipher out of the community college as my replacement. Well, I'm assigned to get copied to the sports announcer. All the kid does as station manager is play fabuloso speeches like Castro's old rants and puts on canned, easy listening crap. Sports. Oh.
I'm so sorry.
I asked my ex-wife for a loan. Bottom of the barrel, huh? Her new husband's software business is doing fine. She tells me she's up for an administrative position at her school and can't be seen associating with anyone questionable. Says, you never put anything substantial by for us while you piddled away your time at your backwater penny anti-WALT. Why didn't you just sell it to Clearwater when you had the chance anyway?
I guess I am a terrible person. I guess I am being punished for some arrogance. I keep hearing owls.
Owl?
Oh, you know, for my people. Omens of...
Sweetheart, look, it's not your fault.
Maybe it is my fault that you lost your job. Mouthing off to Cranby that time.
Sweetheart, no, dear heart, it's not you.
But people here always treated me coldly, like an outsider. So maybe I was short with them sometimes. But is that a reason to dispossess me? I've had so much crap for being different. Half-breed, not native enough for my father's people, not Christian enough for white folks. I've never been good enough in their eyes, even my own people, because we bear a kind of shame so often. It's partly why I came down here. Only in my late mom's and yours have I been anything. I'm rambling. I try to have compassion for these people. Cranby, Red, Fabuloso. Why are they what they are? What terrible angers, sorrows, fears.
I'm not that generous. I try to figure out their motives, but it seems to me they are as irrational as a dog in horse dung and as malicious as an nor'easter.
Red's threatened me, or rather said if I date him, he can prevent them from foreclosing on me.
No. You want me to deal with the son of a bitch? I've never lost a fight as a kid in Southie. I haven't had to resort to that kind of tactic for eras, but I will willingly kneecap him if he comes near you.
With things the way they are, just leave the viper in his cold bed. Red's indicated the Hilpas are reporting on people, on you.
Right. Not surprising.
Should I ask Eldred to let us know?
He's been avoiding me ever since he joined the Helpas. My best friend, a Helpa.
I think I may have something on Red, but I don't know if I should use it. God, I wish we could get to him in some way, humanize him. Curfew's in an hour, I better go. What will you do?
I don't have the guts to stand up to these people. I have to look like I approve, or at least ignore it. I have no choice. I cannot live with this kind of mediocrity made of my life. I'll either quit or let them go ahead and fire me. If they haven't killed unemployment, guess I'll just have to go on it. Never in my life did I think I would need that. All this man Fabuloso can do is lie. I spent my life looking for the truth, in very small ways to be sure, but now I have to see the truth destroyed, and with it my country.
Because we let capital flow, freed the markets and banks from regulations, reduced tax on businesses, and privatized public works, We have created the fullest employment this nation has ever seen. I've accomplished more than any president in history. We've added 4 million jobs. I've brought back $4 trillion from manufacturing. Our tax cuts have brought back billions and billions from overseas. I have signed executive orders that let corporations breathe, deregulating stupid environmental laws that cripple business. We've deported and jailed millions of illegals. We've jailed more druggies and criminals than ever before. But remember, our work isn't done. I say, give them what they deserve.
What did you want to meet here for?
We'll talk in a minute, but first I need to check outside for ears.
Hello, Dave. Why haven't you come to see me here? And if it weren't for him, I would have gone out of my mind, losing my house. He saved my life. I've been worried sick about you.
I told him to tell you I couldn't make it here. Did you get a good price?
Don't you know that I lost just about everything? I'm still in a state of disbelief.
I heard. Well, that's too bad. Life's not fair.
Too bad. Why are you being so cold to me?
Not too much work. Teaching the kid at WALT the ropes, I guess.
Your attitude has changed to me. Why?
Maybe if you had been less impolitic with Cranby, he might have protected us.
Blaming me.
What in the hell's got into you?
Look, you're a good helper. We have nothing to say to each other. Maybe you've joined up too. You haven't visited me since Sarah came to live at this cabin. You never explained joining up, and I've heard what you both are up to behind my back. What you're doing here.
What are you talking about? I'm living here because I didn't want to force myself on you. And Eldridge said I could have the cabin for free till I get back on my feet. And I'm here because it's safe, because we may need it. We haven't visited you or called because we need to keep a low profile.
I don't think we need to discuss it.
Discuss what?
What you've been doing here with Landon. You deny it then.
Deny what?
That you and Landon are lovers.
Saying these things.
Ever since I went to talk to the principal about why you lost the tutoring job, people have come out of the woodwork. Friends. People I trust in town.
You know me. How can you believe such lies? Do I have to tell you that you're the only man I've known since I came to this town? I shouldn't have to explain myself to you.
Have you lost your senses? I was your best buddy. It sorrows me that you think that I would...
I don't blame you. I don't have any rights over her. They say not to trust her, that she's a manipulator. We shouldn't be helping her. Let her stand on her own 2 feet.
I thought you loved me. Do you want me to have nothing left? No home, no money, no pride, and no love at all? Haven't I been through enough?
Sarah is my friend and your woman.
I can't believe this. Give righteous power to jealousy and see what evil happens.
I'm an idiot. I guess they just turned my head around. They've been working on me. They get to you after a while. Forgive me. You too, Landon.
What does my single life matter? Not much, anyway. You're so filled with your own woes, you don't even know what's happened.
What? What's going on?
They've just gone and done it. They've requisitioned my farm.
How? You're one of them.
Okay, I know I have a lot to explain, but here's the thing. I believed in Fabuloso. I thought we needed a change. I'm a conservative. You know that, but you and I, we were friends anyway. Long time now, and affection should cross political lines. I partly joined to keep an eye on things. I thought I could help you from the inside. I couldn't. I felt guilty. I didn't want to face you. I see what they are now. They told me if I were loyal, I should let them take my farm for the greater good. And I know, I can see by the look on your face. Don't say I could have told you so. Half of my flesh is the land that I've farmed, the time put in. The snow leaves and the mud comes. From my first holdover spinach spearing up in the sweet breath of frosted spring to putting in peas, then harvesting what flourishes and seeing my apples cheek out. It's reliable. My hands and body in season, orderly. The farmer's market was my favorite entertainment. Such a good community, and now it's gone for good.
Is there anything we can do?
You can try.
My house. I can borrow against it.
Should have done that for your radio station. Anyway, too late. They'll be confiscating the antiques directly. Trestle tables, highboys go all the way back to the 18th century. So much for becoming a militia guy. Gives me no protection. They turn against their own. This isn't about conservative government. This is about total control. I feel like a field of strawberries and they just pulled up in the middle of growing. I'll be damned if I'll work foreman on my own land, been in my father's family since before the revolution. All of this is like a magician who pulls the tablecloth out from under the place settings a little bit at a time, and then bingo, the cloth is out and you don't even hear the dishes rattle. They betrayed us all. This isn't what my country is about. Well, maybe no use crying over spilt milk. Sarah and I know what we can do to fight back.
What?
Get out the real news.
No such thing these days.
Yes, there is. It's what's happening to people like us. There is an underground. Some of us who were part of the local activist networks or groups which kept in touch online, now we know we're monitored closely. And none of us here seem to know the dark web or encryption, but there have been some meetings
Where?
at the UU.
Ooh, Sarah, with eyes on you, meeting is a really bad idea.
I used to think the top 1% who own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined, they just worked harder, were smarter or something. I got what I need. They weren't hurting me. And many surely deserve their success. That's capitalism. That's democracy. But what's being done to folks who worked hard, kept their noses clean? You know, something's wrong.
Capitalist, communist, left, right, if the power, the money, the land, the armies get concentrated in the hands of the few, the many will suffer. That's history. It's why we hardly need the news. Patterns the same throughout time, throughout so-called civilization.
Look, fixing the government's beyond me. I just know what's right and what's wrong. And these going-ons now are just plain wrong. So, here's the plan. Pretend to accede to them. Speak their cant on WALT.
I have been, more or less. Now I think I'll finally clear out, get my things and pack up, take the consequences.
No, tell them you've seen the light.
And then what?
Then we'll start a resistance news.
And how do we get it out? We're just little guys. The government has control of the net. Like Sarah says, I don't know how to set up secret coded email or web accounts.
What we could do it by printing it. Distribute carefully. Flyers.
We'd be caught. Besides, people just don't care. I don't get it. The ones worst affected support the government the most. Our neighbors aren't protesting. They're going along with it. Damn human beings, always watching their own backs.
I think if they knew what was really happening, they'd wake up. Figure a way to outnumber Fabuloso and his thugs.
They just escape everyone else's the fault.
I've had enough. My eyes are open. What are you waiting for?
They've ruined everything you've worked for.
We can't fix the system. They broke it right under our nose. Doesn't work. The military or the few who are intelligence patriots need to stage a coup, jail Eddie and his gang, and reestablish elections.
Maybe, but till then, you and I, we've known each other for how long? Got me interested in books beyond farming, so I went back to university. Put me on your radio station all those years, doing my spots on organic farming to help boost my reputation and give the farm some notoriety. Probably why I made money over the years. I owe you. But it sure seems you're not the guy I thought you were.
Come on, Eldridge. I've always been a middle-of-the-roader. Not brave.
You were brave to start your radio station on nothing, compete with the big guys, and succeed. Sarah and I will do it.
You wouldn't know the first thing about how.
We'll do it without you.
No, damn. You are tilting at windmills, but fine. If it makes you feel better, I'll do it. We can try it on shortwave, like from behind the Iron Curtain way back when. It's really easy to set up. It's hard to track and jam. Problem will be how to get people to tune in.
Word of mouth. Postal letters to friends we trust, and CBs. Maybe we could transmit to them. Truckers against Eddie. Ironic, no?
We can give it a shot.
Anyone follow you?
I took the usual precautions. Walked in through poison ivy country.
No cell phone on you, right?
I always leave it at home. Only make helper calls on it, nothing else. Not even my relatives.
So many more arrests in town. Businesses shut. Militia in uniform everywhere. Checkpoints on the roads. High school's been closed in favor of helper-run Christian homeschools. And I hear Harvard's been turned into an internment camp for the intellectuals.
In the day, when the wind blows and the birds call, in the woods here is the only time I feel at ease. But every little noise at night, I wake up in a sweat, shaking.
You're luckier than most. You have shelter, at least for now.
I know, and I am thankful. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bitch and moan. I am lucky to have my two good men. Don't be mad at me. I've been feeling like a moon eaten up by an eclipse. There's just less and less of me.
You hold your own.
I need to be here with you. Not just for broadcasts.
It's risky enough with just me here. We need to stay normal, under the radar. Goodness knows what we will do in the winter. We will have to use the wood stove. And even if we use the driest hardwoods, they might spot the smoke.
Hopefully they'd ignore it. Nobody hiding would want to be visible. Like Poe, you know.
We've got to get arms. But everything's dried up after the last confiscations. All I have left is my pistol. Hit it.
Are you still in the Homeland Army?
They say I am, but that I'm on probation.
I didn't sign up for an armed insurgency.
This is a war.
It's not a war. We don't need weapons. We can do it with words.
Like you, I used to think reason could conquer all, that words were better than a fight, but I'm afraid all that is dried up like a vernal pool in the June heat. We need to tell people to arm and resist on our broadcast. How else will we win?
If we become like them, don't they win? Besides, we couldn't take on the whole police state single-handedly.
Then how do we get back our country?
Who knows? But until people can figure that out, we have other warriors' work to do now while we still can. Dave, read him the broadcast.
How does this sound? Americans, wake up. Don't be fooled. The great man and his great America don't work for you. They make you feel good, but it's a false brotherhood dedicated to the destruction of everything you really want. While primetime TV news natters on about football scandals and the latest violence in Europe, what's happening here in the US is in blackout. Fabuloso has threatened our jailed leading editors for not revealing sources, made advertisers and publishers pull funding. Is this the America you love? It's up to you locally to get the word out. Who's been arrested? Who's held incommunicado? Who's been harmed? Ways to rise up, sabotage, and resist without violence.
Don't think that if you stay uninvolved, they will leave you alone. All it takes is a jealous neighbor and your freedom is gone. I may lose my nerve sometimes, but this danger, it simplifies things. The beauty in this secret place, its mysterious woodlands, the scent of sky and pine, the protection of the lake nearby, it makes me brave. This resistance, it's almost like a game.
I know, with so much at stake, I feel reinvigorated, like a kid again. Like when I started the radio station, weirdly focused on my old idealism and purpose.
One thing to think about, only one thing to do. Fight back.
Henceforth, any person who by word or act seeks to harm or discredit the American government or who threatens violence against it will be interned immediately. Our good citizens will be asked to swear an oath of loyalty to the USA to prevent further acts of terrorism. And so, Merry Christmas to you. Oh, anyone refusing will be deemed an enemy and summarily dealt with.
We've been at this for over a month now. Think we might be having any effect at all?
Dave?
Yeah.
I have news.
What is it?
I got a letter from my auntie in Maine on the res. She says she needs me to visit. She's in poor health, but that's not what I get reading between the lines. My aunt is a horse, never sick. She said if I don't have a car or cannot take the bus, maybe there's a train. So I think she's asking me back for a reason. My guess is to help form an underground railway in my old hometown near the Canadian border, to help take charge of a cell there, help to get people across. We can fight back from there.
But the border is shut and watched. It would be suicide.
The res has a crossing.
Drones, LiDAR, suicide.
I'm going.
Awful timing, Sarah. I was going to ask you to marry me. Marry me. You and I, we've been busy surviving until this crisis. It's bonded us. If we can love through it as we have without crumbling, then we're both late bloomers. It would be good to, when all of this is through and things are back to normal, good to have children. Start a family, don't you think?
Oh, Dave. It's tempting to give in to one's own needs, but it's not right. I start to lose my resolve for my own safety's sake, for yours. It's selfish.
You never quite got over my doubting you that day we decided to start the press, did you? That's it, isn't it?
I couldn't stand it if they did turn you against me. I mean, somehow, if you stopped trusting me, it would be worse than losing your love.
Well, what about my resolve? We need you to do the work we've been doing. Finally, we may be having some little effect. There's been sabotage at some of the banks. I hear a group of guys masked in the old Occupy Anonymous masks captured some of the helpers, holding them to ransom some of the Homeland prisoners' release.
I know. I gave you that news.
This is not as good without a bit of love.
Defeating these people is more important than love. And if love is to be, it needs to be done.
You know, the older I get, the more I think perhaps nothing is more important than love. Everything else hangs on it. When are you going?
As soon as they're ready. It could be a few weeks. I'll miss this. You, here.
America used to be so good. What happened?
Were we?
Will we ever see each other again? Landon,
Oh,
what are you doing here?
Rumors have it the shortwave's so popular they've found out and are looking for the broadcasters. They suspect the two of you. We should have prepared better for this contingency. We knew it was possible. Damn! You have to get out.
How?
I can get you to my cousin Henry's boat.
Friend, you keep a body spirit alive. What about you?
They're not on to me yet, as far as I know.
By order of the District of New England Emergency Government Provisions, we are authorized to search the premises. Do not resist. Stay still or you will be shot.
What in the hell do you think you're doing?
Can't do this. You're violating my rights. Show me your warrant.
Hey, you ain't got no rights, mister. I'm collecting evidence here. We know what you've been doing.
As a fellow militia, I'm asking you to stop.
Come on, Eldridge. I outrank you. I know where your sympathies lie. But I'll spare you. I'm merciful. Show which side you're on. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. This is my bust. Help me out. Prove yourself.
Sure, okay, but I don't have a weapon.
Let me ask you a burning question. What is it makes you so ornery?
how can you call yourself men and do this to another human being?
Orders. Just doing my job.
Job. Get paid to destroy people.
You're in enough trouble, Mizzy.
What are you gonna do? Report me? Smear my reputation? Take over my house? It's all been done.
Well, we know about your broadcasts. Your next door neighbor been following you for months. And you thought you were being so careful. But she saw you, right? And see? Right here's proof you've been betraying your country. Oh, Sully, Sarah, come with me. You're under arrest.
Where's your heart, Captain? Let us go.
Let's go.
With so much misery in the world, why would you want to create more? I once thought there was hope for you, Red.
Don't worry about me, thank you very much. I do just fine without your help. And it's not whatever you did to me anyway, Buster. It's a who you are type of person. Always looking down on such as me, no matter what you say. I'm just as good as you, better. And I deserve everything you got. I'm righteous in the Lord and in the President's armed force. What about you? I was a failure before I joined. But now, by believing in Jesus and my president and America, I am a success. You think I'm going to help traitors like you take that away from me? I'd rather fight you in hell.
I thought you fancied yourself a patriot. Patriots care about freedom. But you don't care about freedom or democracy, do you?
I care about this country being safe from foreigners and for my economic security.
So, the harder times get, the more you'll fight to maintain the status quo, even though it oppresses you.
It's not oppressing me. These are my friends, the tall people who I admire. They take care of me. And
You really think that Mr. C and his cohorts will take care of you when they're through using you?
Why don't you stand tall and fight it out with us now? I choose my sides, Red. Sorry. Come and get me, man to man.
I should have known you'd be a traitor. You lying con!
Please put the guns down.
Eldridge! Eldridge!
I done what you commanded. Now do me a favor.
You deserve it.
Take back that order. Come down to send me to the front. Truth tell, I don't want to get blown up. I hear men coming back, parts amputated off, and government keeping the whole ones down there for 3 years. And if they complain, they get court-martialed.
Don't want to do your duty to the commander-in-chief?
Rather be your right-hand man.
Speaking of which, there's a little matter of cheating, which the good Sarah St. Mimsy informed me of a while back.
I'll kill that old left-wing whore.
Too late. Sending her to detention. Tries to get out. Her face is on posters of undesirables.
Say that's me on there.
I thought you were better than the resentful trash around here.
Oh, I am. Oh, boss, you treated me white. I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to be like you and put down the enemies of the state and be a hero too. To put a little something by for my future. I didn't think a little competition would matter. And I thought you'd admire me for my initiative for success.
I do, Red. I do. So, you can take initiative on the front lines. Either that or jail. Hello? What? What? I'll be right there.
What's the helpers doing about some of the regular army types who are making rebellious noises with former General Wesley? He's trying to supply them with guns from Canada. And what about this counter-revolution of unarmed folks just sitting down at work trying to obstruct progress?
Chaos can be turned to our own advantage. Keep people anxious for a strong hand. Maybe some mass purges, executions. Keep them licking the boots of the masters, the fat gray slaves and their lean gray masters.
Nikki, I just don't understand why some folk aren't with us. We have their best interest at heart. If everyone would just behave themselves, let us regulate them, get rid of the bad apples, we could have utopia. Everyone would be satisfied with his place in the world. This job is so boring. Do you think the Lord still loves me?
I still love you, Eddie. Forget God. Take the glory and the guilt, eh?
Mr. President,
How the hell did you get in here?
money can bribe more than politicians. What in hell is going on? Every time I tried to reach you, your secretary stiffed me. So I flew down. There's a bank run in my sector. Don't you know that, either of you? I am losing everything. I need your central bank to prop me up, but your guys there have drained out the treasury with your wars, your emergency funding.
Nah, fake.
There's nothing left to fund the banks with but more credit.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. Don't worry. You'll get another freedom protection contract. What do you want? Munitions, roads, bridges, buildings? We've lowered interest rates. It'll pop back.
I can't wait. I'm going under now. The foreign banks are calling in our loans. I warned you.
So what? We've just about taken what we need to take, finishing what we started, and then we'll be getting back over to those other countries that need fixing, taking over those weird stands, taking back all of Latin America for the Marilyn Monroe doctrine. Mug was right about war. You should have stocked enough away overseas. What about your stocks?
Stocks! You know the market's taking another dive.
Temporary. Highest market ever. We are succeeding beyond our wildest dreams. We have set the American people free to survive or die by the free market. We have made the government the vessel for the corporate power which makes this country great. If you're going to be disloyal and impatient, there's nothing we can do for you. Leave. It takes self-sacrifice. Borrow and build on other people's money. You'll make it back up.
You spoiled simpleton masquerading as a self-made man. And you Midwestern peasant Nicky Mug, no one is going to bring Lemuel Cranby down. I'm an empire. What my family built, I have improved with my own two hands, and my sons will inherit. I am not some kind of low-life working-class scum to die in dirt. The future of my name, my family name, is not going to be brought down by the likes of you. How do you expect me to survive? I have debts, a wife, and family to support.
And a red-headed piece of pussy you keep.
You bastards aren't going to cut me loose. You know it's impossible to live without money.
Oh.
I am not suffering this kind of indignity like some goddamn patsy. The only thing between death and oblivion is what I have gained. There is no other meaning. I will not question what I know.
Sometimes in seconds, fortune puts gifts into our hands. Lemuel Cranby has just unwittingly expedited my plans. Vice President Andiron will make a great leader. He has always seen things my way.
Unidentified terrorists have assassinated the president. The vice president will assume the presidency. In 1 hour, he will proclaim a complete and utter state of martial law.
All right. Who is ready for work?
Oh, I am. I'm hungry. Don't take that lazy bitch. Take me.
Wait there, incarceration number 18510.
Is this my Sarah St. Mimsy?
Is this my David B. O'Sully? You're alive? I wanted to write to you, but they wouldn't let us. So I write letters in my head. Oh, I can't bear it. Come to this. What happened to you?
They beat me in solitary, get me to tell names of traitors. Then they threw me into an 8-by-8 cell with 24 men. Starved us.
Oh, God.
Stinks in here. I don't want to think of you in here.
At first, it was almost a relief to be in here. After the high of the danger. But now I don't even recognize myself. I think of you, of how we were together. It keeps me from dying.
I see all of us in this filth and try to be glad for those who are still free. I try to remember my life, my home, sun on the inlet, writing, reading, and you. I try to figure out what we could have done to prevent this. If I had fought back sooner, Eldridge might still be alive. If only we had left. If only we had...
You two, get moving out of that holding room.
Pray that our sorrow guide us back to becoming human again.
What was it like? A decent life. Can you remember? Can you?